get the ideas across much better and gives me more practice with them. So on Duolingo, we practice reflexive verbs and then vocab about activity, sports that you do and things you do after school, because it's made for elementary school kids, I believe. But either way, it still helps out. So some vocab I learned was gymnastics is gymnastico, soccer is football, and swimming is natación. And then it also goes over more verb conjugations. And then RTVE is a news website. And some words I learned from that are deshielo, which means melting, el retrovisor, which means rear mirror, sentenciar, which means to sentence, decide, determine. It was about a judge. And then contundente, which means convincing or forceful, and los refugiados atrapidos means refugees, I believe. And then some new vocab and nuances that I learned from Lavos, Arizona are that enfrentamiento means confrontation, simpatizantes means sympathetic to, carreteras means highway, and ambientazo means atmosphere, I believe. It was kind of unclear, the definition of that. And then back to Duolingo, so there isn't really any nuances for that, which I discussed in my last video as well, because it is a learning app instead of there's no relation really to English and Spanish, because it's an app about learning as opposed to something that you read or listen to. And then the nuance that I found for Lavos, Arizona and RTVE was that the tab at the top of the screen, or where it says Noticias, Televisión, Radio, Deportes, Infantil, a la carta, El Tiempo on RTVE, and on La Voz, Inicio, Noticias, Mexico, Acción Deportiva, TV y Más, Opinión, Conozcanos, Latino News. They relate very similarly to the tabs at the top of the CNN webpage, which I thought was really interesting. And also in Noticias, which is basically just news, current events that's going on right now. I noticed that a lot of the main articles in that are the same as the ones that show up on the CNN homepage. I know there was one about Barack Obama and a bunch of them about the Trump rally. So it's just really interesting how the news, even though one is in Spanish and one is English, how the news articles correlate. So that's my language and cultural contact. I hope you had a great